Welcome back to another episode of Caps Off, presented by Better. We got an amazing episode for you today. Week 6 recaps. We're going to go through everything possible, and here's what we talked about. We did a little 2-minute drill. Of course, we have to start every episode with that. We guessed the 10 best teams in the NFL according to point differential. Spoiler alert, you don't know who that top 4 is. That is a crazy top 4. We also talked about the best thing to happen to the Cowboys this year is missing the playoffs. I mean, we broke down the entire Cowboys saga. We talked Falcons and Bucs. We predicted exactly how the NFC North is going to shake out. We did a little pretender or contender. We also talked about a hypothetical scenario. Who are you betting on right now to win the Super Bowl? That's not the Chiefs because they ain't three-peating. Did some 3-3 team rankings. We talked about the 3 best teams in the NFC being from the NFC North. And then we debated Jayden Daniels or Caleb Williams. Who are you starting a franchise with? Amazing episode. Can't wait for you to hear it. Let's get into it. Welcome back to another episode of Caps Off, presented by Better. It's Monday the 14th.
Technically, it's still Sunday. We're starting early.
But people are waking up listening.
I know,
to
but
this.
I'm just glad we started last week's episode recording
Happy
at like
Monday,
1 in the morning.
everybody.
Yeah.
Happy
It's
Monday.
nice to start at 11:40.
Hey, week 6? Kind of some, had some
No,
scoring.
it was actually pretty boring. We had
There were a lot of points on the board.
We had one of the best weekends of football that we could ask for last week, and the NFL was awesome. And so this week, just a dud.
And then I
It's
think
fine.
college football also stole the limelight this weekend. I think they took all of the good football juice out of the weekend.
And that's
There were a lot of
fine.
points on Sunday. A lot of points scored. A lot of big
Not very
fantasy
close
performances. Not a lot of close games.
But I think at least with Sunday brought a lot of fantasy scoring for a lot of major guys. Bijan Robinson scored 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Nice to see that.
Algier had 105 in a tutty.
Dude,
Falcons are legit as fuck. I want
Yeah.
to get into that.
they just have a lot of weapons. We're definitely going to talk about
we
that.
will. We will.
We got a great episode for you today, but we have to start with 2-minute drill, always.
Have to.
Before we get into 2-minute drill, Pat, do you want to?
Nope.
Okay, not going to do that one. That's totally fine.
Game 2 starts today.
That's-
Is that what you're gonna ask him?
I was just going to ask, do you want to talk through your apparel? But we don't
Yeah,
have
no,
to.
I mean, I'm going
Talk
to.
through your apparel.
I wear a Mets. I'm gonna wear a Mets jersey and a hat every time we play a game. This will be the last time you see this hat jersey combo.
Yeah.
because we got fucking skunked 9
Yeah.
zip.
You also need to have pad thai.
Tomorrow
that's a
will
thing.
be.
You didn't have your pad thai lunch.
No,
so.
tomorrow I will make sure to have pad thai
Yep.
with Jeremy. Drink
Can
a
you
Diet
give context
Coke.
to that quickly?
Yeah, me and our coworker Jeremy,
Mets
also
fan.
big Mets fan.
Yep.
We eat pad thai for lunch and drink a Diet Coke together every time the Mets play, and so far it's been very effective. But the jersey combo for tomorrow is going to be
Daryl
a
Strawberry?
white. No, it's going to be a white Beltron.
Okay.
From like the era that Beltron was on the Mets with a blue
Nice.
fit A-frame.
I like it. I like that.
That's what we're going with.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we have a fantastic episode. There's a lot to talk about, even though it wasn't the most exciting. Before we get into the episode, I want to talk about Better Picks and 1000X. Better Picks is one of the highest multipliers in the entire daily fantasy industry, where you can go from $1 to $1,000, $10 to $10,000.
You won 10 grand a day.
It's as easy as that. All you need is
Yeah.
4 boosted plays and an 8-man lineup. It couldn't be more simple. And if you don't even want to do a 1000X lineup, what you can do is tail caps off always, because we went 2 for 2
we just
today.
won $1,200.
We won $1,200 today on Sunday Night
1200.
Football on Darius Slayton fantasy points. The lineup was Darius Slayton
1200.
fantasy points, T. Higgins fantasy points, and Trey Hendrickson to have a sack. And then earlier today, Caps Off also won another $1,000, a 3-man lineup.
guys really? What the
Yes,
fuck? Yeah.
yes. It's on my Instagram story. You could literally go see it. We hit 2 back-to-back 3-man lineups.
Did you guys
It's
talk
insane.
about this without me?
Adam did the first one. I didn't even know he did it.
We want to actually be specific.
Yeah.
Adam made both.
No, you didn't.
You gave me the Trey Hendrickson one.
I gave you the Trey Hendrickson one and T. Higgins.
I mean, I said to you, which one do you like? Okay, sure.
I said T. Higgins, though.
Either way, comms need to be sent. I could have made money too. You said caps off, made money. Adam made money.
If we want to get
Adam made money.
more-
Adam made money.
Adam
Yeah.
made money. We want to get more specific. It's
Yeah,
on
I would,
Adam's.
I would.
You can tail Adam on the
Pat
Better
made
Picks
money
app.
too. Don't worry.
Anywho,
Pat made a lot of money today. Don't worry.
because I like to win with my friends, Caps Off took home $2,200 today on Better Picks. So
Adam
make
will
sure
buy
to
us
download
lunch.
Better, play Better Picks, use promo code Caps Off when you do, and make sure to tail us. Let's get into the episode. All right, week 6.
Let's start it off.
There's only one place to always start our episodes, and that's the 2-minute drill. Not a minute drill. Not a 30-second drill.
2 minutes.
2-minute drill. All right?
I'm very familiar with
Randy, you want to get on the clock? All right. NFL Week 6, 2-minute drill. We got 2 minutes on the clock going through every single game. I want you to throw out just a high-level narrative, the first thing that comes to mind.
Ready to
We
roll.
are going to start with the Thursday night game.
Wait, have we started yet?
No,
Oh,
no,
okay,
no.
okay.
When it says,
You
when
just
I
kind
count
of like the way you, I don't know.
No, I
you
count down.
sounded like you were
We're
getting
going
going.
to start with the Thursday night football game. Your team. Let's get into it. 3, 2, 1, 49ers Seahawks.
First in the West somehow. We look like shit, so that's cool.
Got the Niners at even money to win the West. Feels like the best bet of my life.
Yeah, oh my God, yeah.
That's ridiculous. Falcons Panthers.
Falcons are legit.
Falcons are a contender.
They just have so many
team is
weapons.
so good, and both of their losses were both very close to very good teams.
Lions Cowboys.
Wow, the Cowboys are
suck.
ass. Blow it up.
The Lions
Blow
might be
it
the
up.
best team in the NFL right now.
Aidan Hutchinson's injury was disgusting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
disgusting.
season
Jerry Jones got to go.
He's so send a hitman. He's never gonna go.
Hurry up, hurry up,
Steelers
hurry up.
Raiders.
Steelers Raiders. Sorry, Aidan.
Nope,
Looked
not Aiden
like-
O'Connell's fault.
he
Two
looked
running
like-
backs fumbled the ball in the red zone that both resulted in points for the Steelers.
All right, hurry up. You're
Aiden
too
did
much.
well. Aiden
Too
played
much.
well.
It's not a good game. Chargers Broncos.
You spent a lot of fucking time on the Cowboys.
Broncos.
Yeah. Oh, Bo Nation's balling out. Don't talk about his garbage time touchdowns. You guys look like dog shit.
Yeah, Colts
Pat.
Titans. Joe Flacco's better for you if you want to win games.
Yeah,
I'm just
sure.
gonna keep
I
Can't
saying
argue
that.
that.
Don't really care about
I
that.
don't give a shit about either team.
I need 30 seconds.
Yeah.
When 30 seconds on the clock. Hand
1
up.
minute.
Okay.
Okay, we're good.
1 minute. Bucs Saints.
Bucs Saints.
I
Bucs
fucking
are
love the
frisky.
Buccaneers, man. I don't care if they win games or whatever happens. They are so fun to watch.
Baker Mayfield threw
rules.
3 interceptions today, I believe it was.
Yes.
I don't care.
It
I'm
was-
still going to
this
say
was-
if he continues to play
Hurry
like
up.
this, he is a top 10 quarterback.
Vintage Baker Mayfield.
Vintage
game.
Baker.
Cardinals Packers. I think the Packers are one of the best offenses in the NFL. Looks so easy.
Yeah, they're fun. I guess.
What happened to MHJ? What was the injury? Is it bad?
Concussion.
Okay,
A
well,
lot of
fine.
concussion today. Browns Eagles. Stop with Deshaun.
It's
Stop.
Also, the Eagles kind of suck.
Midway through the third, they were 0 for 26 on third down.
Eagles suck. That's the most important thing to take away
Eagles
from this.
do
We knew
not
Deshaun
look
Watson
good.
was ass.
Commanders Ravens.
Commanders
Good
hung in
showing,
there,
good
but
showing.
yeah, I don't know.
No, scoreboard was a lot closer than the actual game.
Yeah.
Texans Patriots.
Drake May 2 picks first game.
I'm going to continue betting against the Patriots every single time. Hurry up. Hurry up, hurry
Jags
up.
Bears. Why do I say it like
Who?
that?
Who?
The
Caleb
Bears,
Williams
Jags, Bears.
coming out party.
Bears are
Okay,
good.
Bengals Giants.
Yeah, it came. Hey, but we won 12.
Trade tickets. We did one. We won 1,200. Hey,
Bengals
we
are
did
good.
it.
Bengals are
With
still good.
Time to spare. Good job, guys. And that's the Week 6 2-minute drill. Where do we want to start?
That one was bad. I feel like we got away. Like
I feel like we didn't
were-
say anything.
We were as rushed as ever at the end
I feel
of
like
that.
if you took nothing away from that specifically.
You also talked a lot on Aiden's game.
No, if there's a finger to point, it's him. There was a third point made about the Cowboys. They
Oh,
played-
that's a lot of points.
Yeah.
What? Where do
Well,
you
you
guys?
also bashed Aidan, so I had to defend Aidan.
All right, hold on. Where do you guys want to start? Because there's a lot that happened. We talked about the Falcons and the Bucs. Do we want to talk about the NFC North? Do we want to do Pretender and Contender? What do we want to talk
We're just
about?
talking about the Falcons and Bucs. I feel like both the Falcons and Bucs are 4-2 right now. They look awesome. If you had to pick right now which team's going to win the NFC South, who would you say?
That
Falcons or Bucs?
is probably the hardest question that's ever been asked on Caps Off. I
Dude,
love both
it's
of those teams.
Genuinely, such a hard question. to answer.
I'm not being hyperbolic. I'm not being facetious. I'm just saying
These
what
are
is
such big words.
genuine, hard question to answer. From my plums,
I go Falcons.
it pains me to say it, but I think it's the Falcons.
I think
too.
the Falcons are
I
playing
think-
closer to their floor right now, and I think the Bucs are potentially playing closer to their ceiling.
Wow.
I think
really well put.
I think it's I think the Falcons are just a more complete team. The Bucs defense doesn't really do anything for me. Like their offense is great. We know that they can put up points like crazy, but the Falcons,
They did put up 51.
yeah, and Baker threw 3 picks, which was
Yeah.
great. Like, but and some about the Falcons, they have a really good secondary, which I really like. Their offensive line's really good. Kirk Cousins has a lot of what's the fucking word? I'm tired.
I don't
Weapons?
know. Weapons.
I don't even
has
know
a
what I'm
lot
saying.
of.
Experience.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
tired.
so
Yeah.
was the
far off
word?
from
Jeez
weapons.
Louise, yeah.
No, he's got a lot of experience. I just feel like the Falcons, like you're saying, like we're kind of. I don't even think we've seen the Falcons play at their very best yet.
Yeah.
They're once Kirk Cousins gets gelling, they're gonna be sick.
Well, we always I think we said it last week, or at least I know I said it on last week's episode of talking about the Falcons. Like, I don't think the Falcons can play up to their potential unless Bijan can be Bijan. And although Tyler Algier was fantastic for them today, Bijan Robinson still had over 100 yards on the ground. He had 2 touchdowns, finally got into the end zone. And I get it, it's against the Panthers. But when you could have a ground game like that be as effective, and then Drake London can now have
so
room
good
to
now.
come into his own as the alpha. Like we saw what he did on Thursday Night Football last week, but to do this also against the Panthers, back it up. Like, this is a guy that I think Drake London's going to lead the NFL in targets or receptions. One or the other.
Very happy
Like,
for Drake London. Like, talk about a guy who was kind of dragged for the last 2 years
Yeah.
by the media and
yeah, I mean, he
fantasy
did have
football owners.
no one throwing to him.
He had no one throwing to him, and now he's got a capable quarterback. He's showing the guy that everyone thought he was when he got drafted.
Drake London's going to lead the NFL in targets. He had another
take.
10 targets.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
Like
man.
and then you had Tyler Algier, 18 for 105, Bijan 15 of 95. Still should have Bijan getting a lot more touches than Tyler Algier, but I think it was a lot more garbage time.
I don't think I don't think that's a true statement. I think they should be 50-50.
I think it's a
Tyler
good
Algier is so
50-50
effective.
split. Tyler Algier is like a very good, powerful runner. He can make good cuts, and Bijan's just obviously very.
Now, I do want to circle back to the Bucs because we've just been stroking off the Falcons nonstop here. So, the Bucs have just as many weapons. They have arguably a better quarterback. I think Baker can do more for you than Kirk can.
Yeah,
It's
but Kirk's
really,
not going to turn it over as much.
Yes,
Well,
but
Baker's more mobile.
more mobile. Baker's turnovers today he hit off the hands of receivers. Both of them hit his receiver in the chest and went to the defense. I think the thing with the Bucs that makes me hesitant to pick them as a legit contender, their defense is terrible.
Defense is fucking terrible.
Their defense is awful.
Yeah.
This might be unpopular. Rashad White's been bad. He's been inefficient. But Sean Tucker out of Syracuse, he was decent last year.
Yeah.
He had a couple moments.
And Bucky
then
Irving.
Bucky Irving and Sean Tucker are like newfound life in this fucking backfield.
Fire up LinkedIn if you're Rashad White.
If you're Rashad White, or I guess if you are the Bucs, I wouldn't hate looking into trading Rashad White. Like if you can get a third
I don't know
or
if you're gonna
fourth,
get. I don't
do you
think
you
get
get a fourth,
that.
a fifth?
I think you like a fifth or sixth.
I don't even know what his contract is.
Running back value is borderline.
Sean
0.
Tucker had 14 for 136 on the ground. He also added 3 for 56 through the air. Like, these are two guys that are proving that you don't need to be allocating money and resources to Rashad White. Rashad White's also, I think, on a rookie deal still, right?
Yeah,
Probably.
he is.
I think he's so young.
But Sean Tucker's a second-year player. Bucky Irvin's a rookie. Shit.
The NFC South is a very interesting division.
Yeah.
Is it?
At the top.
Because they're very.
Yeah.
I feel like they're very similar. Like
I
those
think
two
Falcons
teams are
Bucs
similar.
is a very fun battle for the division.
I don't
but
know where
after,
the Panthers are going. I
Panthers
have
are ass.
no
They're
You
direction.
want to talk about a sick division? Like, how the hell is the NFC North going to shake out?
No idea.
Dude.
If you had to guess right now how the NFC North is going to shake out first to fourth place, what would you say? Like,
That's a good question. So right now it's Vikings, Lions, Packers, or Vikings, Lions, Bears, Packers right now because,
I think let's might as well just continue down the path that we've trucked on thanks to Jack. I think it's the Lions in first place. I think today we saw that they are one of, if not the best team in football.
They're so complete, man.
Just so complete, top to bottom. They did lose Aidan Hutchinson, which is a massive, massive piece to lose. So can't overlook that. But I think I'm going Lions, Vikings, Packers, Bears.
The NFC North is now the first division since realignment in 2002 to have all 4 teams have 4 wins, at least 4 wins through 6 weeks.
That's insane, dude.
Like, this division is loaded. As much as I love the Vikings, what I saw from the Lions today, even though I'm scared with Aidan Hutchinson being out, that team plays complementary football everywhere. They're physical. They can run the ball. They can pass the ball. Jamison Williams is coming into his own. Sam Laporta finally scored. They're creative. Ben Johnson is that play call to Penei Sewell where I'm on raw, hook and ladder to an offensive lineman is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I don't know how you don't say, I get it, the record. The Vikings have been great. And there's nothing wrong with it because I still think the Vikings are a contender and I would still put them in that category.
They do have a very easy schedule the rest of the year, too, which, you know.
But they haven't played anyone. I don't think the divisions played each other.
Yeah, I think, no, they haven't. That's exactly why I think
Well, no,
I'm going to go.
Vikings went into Lambeau.
Yes, I think that's it.
I think that might be it.
That's happened. I will agree actually exactly with what you said.
What did you say?
I said Lions, Vikings, Packers, Bears.
I think that's exactly how it's going to shake out. I don't see any other world where it's not. I think once the Vikings have to play the Lions, right? Like that's going to be tricky. I could see the Lions taking 2 from them.
Well,
right?
good thing is they play next week.
I know.
Vikings, Lions.
dude.
I
In
also agree, obviously, that it's Lions, Vikings, Packers, Bears. I would not be remotely surprised if it was Packers, Vikings, Lions, Bears, Lions, or Vikings, Lions, Packers, Lions.
You just
Packers.
know the Bears.
So we agree.
I just know the Bears aren't going to
We
be
agree.
first.
I think what we agree on is Packers are going to be in third.
I don't even know if if I had to make a pick, that's what I think. Would I be remotely surprised if the Vikings finished 13-4 and win the NFC North? No, I wouldn't be remotely surprised.
I think the Packers are gross.
I think the Packers are
I also
grossly
don't think the Bears
underrated,
are as
too.
good as 4-2. I'll be honest. They beat 1-3 Titans, 1-4 Rams, 1-4 Panthers, and obviously now 1-5 Jags. But like the teams that they beat are not that good.
They
Like,
beat. You got to play your schedule.
I
was
get
gonna
it.
say
And
you
they
have to
put
play
up
your
30
schedule.
plus in like 3
But-
or 4 straight weeks. I understand
Yeah.
that, but I don't think they're as good as 4-2. I think a lot of Bears
But here's
fans.
the thing: is that like Caleb Williams is, and I know it was against the Panthers and Jaguars. However, the last 2 weeks
looked
he's
good.
really starting to come into his own and look like the quarterback that we thought he was going to be for the Bears and lead a team that's going to be very.
Okay, so
complete
I have a
offensively,
question for you
defensively.
right now. You're building a team. You get a choice between Jayden Daniels and Caleb Williams. The roster that you have, you can either pick the Commanders or the
No,
Bears.
it doesn't.
obviously.
For
You're
me,
saying
it
no.
doesn't matter what the roster
Okay,
is.
which
Yeah.
quarterback are you taking? Jayden Daniels or Caleb Williams?
Yes,
You could
this-
build your
You asked me
franchise with
this
one of them.
2 weeks ago after week 4, it's Jayden Daniels. But right now, it's I think not clearly Caleb Williams, but I will pick Caleb Williams just because.
Really?
Dude, he's always been the better prospect, right? We just hadn't seen it through the first couple weeks like we did with
One has
Jayden.
a Heisman.
And both of them have Heismans.
No, it's a great point. That's a
Yeah, horrible argument. So, yeah, and Caleb's was a better Heisman year too. Whatever. Anyway,
Sorry, missed that one.
I will say like I think Caleb just as a prospect is so much better. He has better arm talent. We know that, and he's a very dynamic rusher as well. It's not like he can't move. So I'll take Caleb just because I think the ceiling's a lot higher. I think Jayden Daniels is a quarterback that can. I don't know if he can take over the game as much as a Caleb Williams can in his peak.
So would you guys put more? Are you more impressed with Jayden Daniels succeeding with the weapons that he has?
That's exactly my argument.
But with Cliff Kingsbury at the helm of that offense, or is what Caleb Williams doing with his weapons that are so good, but with Shane Waldron calling plays?
So
Which one? Like, what are we putting more value in?
Jayden Daniels, personally, with Cliff Kingsbury, with less talent. Because if I look at the Bengals, Joe Burrow was able to go to a Super Bowl with less creative play calling with Brian Callahan or Zach Taylor, whoever it might be, but had the weapons and had the talent. When you have the weapons and the talent, that could overcome, that could supersede play calling, in my opinion.
So can play calling supersede talent?
Yes, but I don't think Cliff Kingsbury is some talented ass fucking.
Rams.
I don't think Cliff Kingsbury is some talented ass offensive coordinator.
That's fair.
He got fired from the Cardinals. He then didn't he go back with Lincoln Riley to USC, and now he's an offensive coordinator.
And then he won Caleb Williams Heisman.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't think Cliff Kingsbury is some talented offensive coordinator.
No,
what Jayden Daniels is doing.
Adam, he's an incredible offensive mind. He's just not a good head coach.
Yeah, he's definitely a good
His
coach.
Texas Tech teams would put up like a billion points a game.
Okay, but we're also just talking about Cliff Kingsbury as if this guy is like one of the best play callers. He's not Ben Johnson. He's not Bobby Slowick. We're not. What Jayden Daniels is doing.
Could be.
No, I don't think he is. What Jayden Daniels is doing with the weapons that he has.
This is the first year we're seeing Cliff Kingsbury as an offensive coordinator.
What does it matter? You still call the plays in Arizona. Like,
but he's a head coach. It's different when you're the head coach.
It's slightly different.
You have to put them both, but you have to give both. There's weight to both. I don't know how you can't say that what Jayden Daniels is doing is not more impressive than what Caleb Williams is doing.
It is, but you're asking me who would I start a franchise with? It's still Caleb Williams.
Yeah, but I'm answering Pat's question.
What was my question?
Your question was, are you more impressed with what Jayden's doing right now or with what Caleb's doing? I'm more impressed with what Jayden's doing. There's less weapons, less talent versus Caleb, who's got a Keenan, who's got a DJ Moore, who's got Roma Dunze, like that. We said that was one of the best trios in the NFL with an unbelievable defense. Dan Quinn has that Commanders team ready to fucking play, and they went into M&T Bank Stadium, and it was a 7-point game. Like, it was close. So I'm more impressed with Jayden.
The score was not as close as it.
I'm building my franchise with Jayden Daniels. Yes.
I think if I had to make a pick, I'm probably going with Jayden Daniels.
Ooh, wow, you flipped.
I did flip. My main thing being is the demeanor of them both. Jayden Daniels seems so unflappable and just so even-keeled, level-headed, like never too high, never too low. Yeah. Caleb Williams, I still don't trust that guy's makeup. It's something about him.
I get what you're saying.
Well, he doesn't seem like the guy that you want leading your team necessarily, whereas Jayden Daniels just seems like a lead by example, cool, composed, always going to be ready to roll. Caleb Williams seems like he could get too hot, too cold.
Hypothetical. If Caleb and this Bears team goes into Baltimore right now, who are you betting on?
Whatever the spread is with the Ravens, for sure.
Okay.
I think the Ravens are
even though you wanted to take the Ravens, there was still a part of you that wanted to take the Commanders, and I think that's due to Jayden Daniels' ability and what he's been able to get the Commanders to do. So I think...
Well, I think right now Jayden Daniels is playing better football, but that doesn't necessarily... I'm projecting for the future.
By the way, they're both sick.
Yeah, they're awesome.
So sick. Love them both. Love them both.
But
I will say,
the Bears haven't played anyone.
I saw a stat. Jayden Daniels this year has 4 passing touchdowns. 4. Caleb Williams had 4 today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fair.
So that's just putting that out there.
No, that plays.
Not that that's the only stat.
It is also crazy. But, like, shout out the NFL, I guess, for giving the Bears this cupcake walk in the first 6 weeks.
It's fun.
Well, it's just like good if you're going to get a first-round pick or first overall pick that you want to be, a big name in the league, be a guy that
some confidence early.
Is very marketable. Like you give him a fucking cupcake.
You think the NFL did that, or it's just how their schedules work?
No, I think the NFL pulled some strings.
I think it's how schedules work when you're
major market,
a bad team,
historic
when you're a bad
organization,
team,
first overall pick.
When you're a bad team,
I know how that works.
Yeah.
But have you seen the back half of the Bears schedule?
Is it bad?
It's a gauntlet.
So next 3 weeks they have Commanders, Cardinals, Patriots, which is Commanders are good, Cardinals, Patriots ass.
1 and 2.
Then it's Packers, Vikings, Lions, 49ers,
oh my God.
Vikings,
oh my God.
Lions, Seahawks, Packers.
Insane.
Okay, the Bears are going to win 2 games in those.
I mean, they
like
play
the whole rest of the year.
I mean, of that, like, so the Bears are going to go. I think the Bears probably go 1-2 over these next three because I think one of the Cardinals. You said the Cardinals in these next three, right?
Yeah.
One of the Cardinals and the Patriots are going to upset them, in my opinion.
Ooh, okay.
And then you have a gauntlet for the next 6 games.
You
I think it was
6 division games in 8 weeks.
And one
And
you
one
have
of the
Niners and
non-one
Seahawks.
is Niners Seahawks.
and you're gonna. I think you win 2,
And you're on the road for the Niners.
and I think you win 2.
Yeah,
I think you win
that's
one
tough.
divisional matchup.
That's tough.
No, I think they can. I think they can beat any of those teams in the division.
On a divisional,
they
you
could
never
also
know.
lose to
Divisional,
any
you
of
never
those
know.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I don't know. I think they could probably go.
Can I
500.
I want us to circle back to the Lions though because the Lions suffered a major injury today with
that
Aidan
was
Hutchinson. Yeah. High level thoughts on losing Aidan Hutchinson?
I would love for the Jets to trade Hassan Reddick to the Lions
Just get him
for
out of
a
your locker
second or
room.
thord round pick.
Yeah.
It's not. He's not in the locker room.
Well, yeah, get him
Trust
off
me,
the
he's not in the
roster,
locker
yeah.
room, and we're not paying him any money. He's paying the NFL money. But like, let's find a solution here to a problem that seems unsolvable. But you got a contender, a Super Bowl team,
You
and
have
the
to do it if you're
Lions,
the Lions, by the way.
that just lost their best pass rusher. This is the year to go all in if you're the Lions. There's
You have
like
to.
it's not
Yeah.
like the Chiefs are the Chiefs of old. They don't look like this unbeatable.
that every year.
I know, but yeah.
But no team is ever
either way. The Niners don't look like this unbeatable.
Yeah, it's this league has the most parity that
There's
we've
a
seen
lot
this
of
year.
parity in the league this year. The Lions should go out and get Hassan Reddick, even if it takes a second round pick.
Well, we were talking about this earlier that
Max
the Lions,
Crosby should go to the Lions.
I mean, it makes
The
a lot
Raiders
of-
should blow it up.
He's from
It's time.
He's from Michigan. He said if
Did he
he
go to
play
Eastern Michigan, or am I
yeah,
making that
Eastern
up?
Michigan.
sounds
He
right,
said
even if it was
he went
wrong.
to Eastern Michigan. He's from Michigan. He said if he would play for any other team that's not the Raiders, it's the Lions.
Yeah.
So feels like it makes a lot of sense.
And
Max
he pushed
Crosby
his coach. I don't know which coach it was. Probably the defensive line coach.
Someone he pushed
DC,
the
maybe?
coach today. He's upset. I think the Raiders might be a little bit in turmoil this year. I'm sorry, man.
No, I mean it's
Yeah.
fine. Give Aiden O'Connell the rest of the year to throw the ball and show people what he's got.
I would love. I mean, I think if you're the Lions, you have to. I actually think it would be somewhat of organizational negligence if you don't go out and try and replace Aidan Hutchinson. You still have a lot of talent there.
Aiden can still come back for the playoffs.
No,
too.
he's
No,
done.
dude.
He's
Is it?
fully- Yeah, he's fully done.
Dude, his leg was
His leg literally did a
well,
90-degree
it was a
angle.
tibia fracture.
No,
It was
it was a right angle.
no, it was a tibia, broken tibia. But
Well, it,
I mean, either way,
If
like,
it's a, I heard,
was the
I've heard-
Anderson Silva.
I thought it was like if it's a clean break, you can come back. Like
no, he's done.
I don't.
It's week- it's
when
week
it's
6.
a tibia like that.
Let's
those,
also not act like we're doctors. Like, what?
I don't know.
something about the tibia tells me it's not a.
Something tells me
come
about
back
maybe
the
not. I don't-
angle
dude,
at
fucking
which
find
his
out.
leg went. He's not coming back.
I sure hope-
regardless if he comes back for the playoffs or if he doesn't, you need a trade. For
Also,
his
just
pass
hope he
rusher.
comes back fully healthy next year. Aiden Hutchinson.
They said he will.
sick.
They said he
is
will.
like,
A
it's
clean.
not-
That's where the clean break comes in.
Okay.
That's what the
So
Twitter
it's-
doctors were
do
saying.
we know, like, is it better than Nick Chubb's break? Because I remember that one.
Oh,
was
Well,
that
I
was
think he had
the,
multiple.
like-
Yeah, he had multiple
Okay,
injuries
so
there.
hopefully Aiden Hutchinson's back, ready to roll next year. But yeah, the Lions need to go out and fill that void that he's going to leave behind.
Yeah, that's tough. Speaking of a void that's definitely been left behind, it's Micah Parsons. There's a massive void, right? What?
What do you mean?
Micah Parsons didn't play. He left a void behind. The defense is bad.
Oh,
It's a massive
sure.
hole.
Yeah,
Did
yeah.
that,
No,
that one
no, I
didn't
see what
click.
you're getting- No, not that much.
Missed that one.
Sometimes you try the transitions that
I
just.
thought that was good. I thought
fall.
that made sense.
No, because like that could have been the point that you were going to get to. I don't know. You kind of.
Well, it's just
It's a
like
bit of a
speaking
botch.
of
It
voids.
was
Yeah,
a
it's
bit
all
of a
right.
botch.
Just
I
get
mean,
to the
look,
fucking thing that
again,
we wanted to
it-
talk about,
it-
man. This is us trying to transition to a different.
You're
topic,
trying to
everybody.
transition on the spot. Like sometimes, most of the time, you don't land. But
All right,
we're
go.
trying.
What do you want to say, man?
The Cowboys, man. The Cowboys.
Same old, same old.
They're like, what? This is
No,
as bad.
this-
It's not the same
this is
old.
not same old. This is
is
way
actually
worse.
Cowboys in the playoffs playing in the regular season
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
This is as bad as it gets. And
they're 3-3, and they've gotten the brakes blown off of them by the Lions, who are obviously a great team, and the Saints earlier this year. Like at home, they haven't won a game at home this year.
what the fuck do you do with the Cowboys?
And the Ravens. The Ravens
What do
beat
you
the
do
brakes
with the
off them, too.
Cowboys? Like,
Ravens
honest
also
question.
beat the Braves.
We asked people in our TikTok live.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of thoughts. I only go to one place.
Well, it's obviously Jerry.
Yeah, but that's not actually a solution. Like, Jerry is not going to croak tomorrow unless actually someone goes and tries to JFK him. There's no solution. So the only solution that I see for the Cowboys, because it ain't going to be this year, but to have it be next year, the Cowboys need to move on from Micah Parsons. And it's not because you don't want to. It's not because you're not able to give him the contract. It's because what has this year showed you that Micah coming back fixes this defense? And I get it. They had a ton of injuries. Deron Bland, DeMarcus Lawrence. There's a bunch of injuries on the defensive side. But what tells you that Micah coming back fixes all their defensive issues? And then you're going to have 3 of your superstars taking up a
half of
majority
your-
of your salary cap. that hasn't proven to be the way that the Cowboys can win.
Okay, what does getting rid of your best defensive player do?
No.
to
It's
make
not
your
about that.
defense
It's
better.
Micah Parsons is one of those players in the NFL that you can get a first round pick for.
Oh, no
1
shit.
million %. The
Easily.
Lions, you think they'd give a
Hopefully.
first round pick for Micah Parsons right
I
now,
hope
even if it's a
multiple.
late first? Absolutely.
Yeah, easily.
So how do you replenish shit? You get another guy on a rookie deal, and you allocate that money elsewhere. I don't want to give up Micah Parsons, but what else is the solution when Dak's already gotten the money and CeeDee's gotten the money? Micah's next up. You can't have 3 guys making up that much money because it ain't gonna fix all the issues that you have defensively.
Yeah, I
And
don't know.
offensively, they got no identity.
Yeah,
They're fucked.
One of my takes. Then I was telling you this like off air earlier today. I was like, I think going below 500, missing the playoffs, might be one of the best things to happen to the Cowboys in a weird way.
Interesting.
Because it would make Jerry Jones have to actually wake the fuck up and become a good general manager. Like the last 5-6 years, he's like the Cowboys have been a very good team in the regular season. They go into the playoffs, maybe they'll win a game. But you're like, God, we're right there. We don't have to do too much. Like we have the guys, we have the pieces. You go below 500, you miss the playoffs and you're the Dallas Cowboys. That is a fucking issue, and that makes the GM, with Jerry Jones, which he should not be GM, but it makes him wake the fuck up and be like, you know what? Maybe instead of having our only free agent signing being Ezekiel Elliott, we can actually go do other things in the offseason
But
to improve.
they're saving him for the back half of
God,
the
it's
season.
so stupid though.
For
Like,
comms, for people listening or watching, Jerry Jones this past week, they asked about Zeke because Zeke, I think, was complaining about not getting touches or something.
Yeah, Zeke, you're not that good anymore. Like maybe that's
Jerry
why you're
Jones
not
said
getting
that they were
touches.
saving Zeke for the back half of the season.
To answer your question, like what do the Cowboys do? I have no clue. I don't think
Dude, like-
you guys disagree with me on this. I do not think Dak Prescott's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. At the end of the
He might not be.
At the end of the day
He might
today,
not be.
yes, the defense gave up 47 points. They scored 9. They
Yeah.
that wasn't going to win you the game. But
they also-
Dak Prescott played terrible.
But they also gave up 47.
Again, but 9
he
points
played
wasn't going to win it.
horrible.
He played terrible.
No, I don't disagree with you.
And I don't think Dak Prescott can win you a Super Bowl, which means that
feel
I
like
don't
he
think
presses too much. Like
I don't
he-
think this is I don't think there's a solution. I think the Cowboys, I think Jerry Jones shot the Cowboys in the foot, and he's gonna die, and the Cowboys he's gonna die without a Super Bowl with the Cowboys in this generation because he just gave Dak Prescott $60 million a year for God knows how long. I don't know off the top of my head, but
Yeah, I don't know.
You signed your death wish by giving that to Dak Prescott.
Well, if you're a
in my opinion.
Cowboys hater, this was by far the best day of your life because you actually gave a birthday present to Jerry Jones. It was his 82nd birthday, an actual ass kicking. And
thought
he's
he
only
was
80.
I was gonna say
he's only 82.
He doesn't
Yeah.
look great for 82.
Supercharge that.
Yeah.
That's the only way the Cowboys fix things. I don't think.
the only way it fixes is if Jerry Jones and Mike McCarthy get gone.
Well, Mike. Well,
You
that's
have to
actually.
clean
Let's
house.
go down that rabbit
And that
hole.
might also be like the reason why you go below 500, miss the playoffs. You have to fire Mike McCarthy.
You know who's knocking on that door?
Who?
Bill Belichick.
You think? No.
Bill
No. Bill
Belichick
Belichick's
and-
riding into
No.
the sunset. He's banging 26-year-olds and never
Bill
coming back to
Belichick
the
and Jerry
NFL.
Jones are said to have an amazing relationship.
I really disagree.
If there's ever one guy,
Are you shitting me? Are you dumb? Sorry, that was way too aggressive. But you think that Bill Belichick and Jerry Jones, two of the most alpha personalities in the NFL, would have a good relationship?
I think it would be horrific.
I think it would be absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
Both of them would want full control over the roster. Bill Belichick, for 25 years in New England, had full control over the roster and had full control over the entire organization. Jerry Jones, for the last 45 years, has had that in
Shout out
Dallas.
Jordan Schultz, friend of the pod, very much plugged into the Dallas organization, said, while owner Jerry Jones remains committed to Mike McCarthy, many around the league wonder if Dallas could become the primary landing spot for Bill Belichick this offseason. According to multiple sources, Belichick has a really great relationship with the Jones family. That's not the first time that that's come out. That Bill Belichick and Jerry Jones have
a
also,
very,
just don't
very
think
big
Bill
difference.
Belichick is the solution. Like he's an old school
There's
head
But
coach.
also just-
it's an identity crisis.
There's
Mike
a very
McCarthy ain't
big
the
difference
guy.
between having a good relationship and having a good working relationship. They could be buddy-buddy because they've never had to work together.
That's fair, that's
but then
fair.
you put those two fucking guys in the
I'm
same
not
room
saying
making decisions.
I'm not saying
they're
Bill
gonna take
Belichick's
each
the
other's heads off.
solution though. I don't even think like the problem with the Cowboys right now is like there's genuinely no solution. Dak Prescott
That's
is
what I
not
said,
the
yeah, I
problem.
agree.
He is one of the problems.
He is a
they don't
problem.
have an identity on offense. That is one of the problems. Their
Give Rico
defense
Dowdle
has
the
a
ball
ton of
more,
injuries. Problem. Michael Parsons not healthy. Problem. Jerry Jones, bad GM, problem. There are a fuck ton of problems, and I don't know where the Cowboys can go from here. And maybe you're right. Maybe the best course of action for the Cowboys because they've been teetering. It's like you've seen the Cowboys highs, like Dak's highs have been so high sometimes,
We
but
thought
then you've
last
always
year,
just been like,
they could win the Super Bowl. Dak's playing like an MVP.
yeah, but there was always something about the Cowboys where you would just be like, just
Well, I think you just rattled off so many problems. Like the Cowboys, it's the common saying of like they're a third world country with a Gucci belt holding everything up. Like they aren't actually good. I think they have sexy pieces. in
Yeah.
CD, Dak, Micah.
Yeah.
They got the big names. They just are not a winning football team. And I don't know. It comes
I
down to
wonder
coaching,
if
organization,
we
what it
ask
is.
like our TikTok comments if they know what to do. Like if everyone plays
Please.
GM, because I don't fucking know what.
Someone
to do
figure out the Cowboys.
The
what
only
to do
place
fix
that
it,
I
'cause
go
don't
to
know
is
what
the
to do.
Micah thing. Like that's you recoup assets. He's one of your best assets. You don't have to pay him. You don't have 3 of your guys taking up 50% of your
Yeah, and
cap.
obviously Mike McCarthy is not the guy
He
that's
is
going to win
not
you a
the
Super
guy,
Bowl.
yeah.
They should have moved off him after last year.
It's tough. Piggybacking off of that though, there are some 3-win teams. There's some 3-3 teams right now, and Cowboys are obviously one of those
There's
teams.
5 3-3 teams right
There
now.
are 5 3-3 teams
Before Monday Night Football.
Yeah. So I'm curious right now for us to rank the 3-3 teams
Okay, who
before
are
Monday
they?
Night Football, right? So obviously the Bills play.
Bills and Jets could both be 3-3 if the Jets win.
That is correct. So it could change, and it probably will change because one of those teams does have to win. But the teams are Broncos, Colts, Cowboys, Niners, and Seahawks. How would you rank those 3-3 teams?
Is that
I think
written
it's,
down somewhere?
Yeah, it's
You
on
said
a
that really
it's
fast.
on a list.
I think it's pretty easy though.
I go
Niners.
Yeah, it's easily Niners 1, and then I
Yes.
think
I think it's still Cowboys.
Cowboys. Yeah.
And then I think it's Seahawks,
Seahawks.
and then I think it's Colts, and then I think it's Broncos.
I'd go Broncos Colts.
No.
I would go Colts Broncos still. The Colts offense is good. Even with
talent,
Joe
bro.
Joe Flacco, I am still gonna die on the hill of the Broncos. Great defense. You guys have a very good defense. You have one of the worst offenses in football.
Yeah, it's not good.
Like
It's
Bo
not
Nix
good.
it has been very meh. And then at the end of the day, your best skill player is Cortland Sutton, who's a nice piece as a wide receiver too on a good offense. But then after that, it's Jaleel McLaughlin, it's Javonte Williams. Is Tim
just
Patrick
nothing
still there?
special.
No, he's
on the Lions.
He was playing today.
Oh yeah, you will. Yeah.
Tim Patrick on the lines. They got a
Marvin
good
Mims,
trio.
Greg Dulcich, is he still there? Like,
He's still there,
You hear
yeah.
the names I'm saying? They're at the bottom.
Yeah.
Broncos are at the bottom.
Yeah, it's
You
probably
got a lot
Colts
of
for
direct
Broncos.
messages.
Not a lot, but enough. And they were all nice at the end of the day. They were just, oh, you're bashing my Broncos.
They're just trying to feel good.
And then I was like, yeah, I got that one wrong, hand up. But like, I still think you guys are ass. So
Yeah.
like,
don't know. Do you just stand on business?
Well, I did. I said like you guys have definitely proved me wrong somewhat so far, but I still think you're ass and you're gonna be maybe 5-12. Like whoop-de-doo. You guys are great. Whoa, 5 wins.
Yeah. Well, 3 of those teams obviously come from the NFC, and when I think of it, I feel very strongly about this, and we kind of brushed over the North a little bit, but I think 3 of the best teams in the NFC right now stem from the NFC North, right? So
3 of the best
Yes.
or the 3 best?
No, the 3 best in the NFC right now come from the NFC North. And I think that's the Packers,
Really?
I think that's the Vikings, and I
taking
think
that?
that's the Lions. Right now.
taking
They're
that
playing the
line
best
down?
football right now. And I'm sorry, we just ranked the Cowboys,
dude,
Niners,
he
and
fucking
Seahawks, but the
loves
Niners
the
are not in there.
Packers.
But the Niners are not in there. You don't have CMC. You guys don't look as
If the
good.
Packers and Niners play tomorrow, who are you taking?
Where is it?
At neutral field.
I'm probably taking the Packers out, honestly.
I might take the Packers. Their defense is playing well. Jordan Love's and the offense, like everything comes at ease. Romeo Dobbs, oh my God, it's just so easy. Complain about not getting the ball, you get the ball. That's just always how the NFL works. It's so annoying.
Oh, really? Did he have a good game today?
He had a great game. He had 2 touchdowns. Like Christian Watson was sick. Like,
Yeah.
and I don't know what's going on with shooting up these players because Michael Pittman came back from a back injury and was supposed to go on IR. Christian Watson was said to have a high ankle sprain, and now he's playing fine. I don't understand any of this anymore. I think yes, right now, if I had to pick the Packers or the Niners on a neutral field, I'm going to take the Packers. So I think the 3 best teams in the NFC right now, hands down, are the Vikings, the Lions, and the Packers. They're playing the best football.
What about rest of the season?
Yeah, I'll still take the 49ers over the Packers.
Yeah, would you take them over the Vikings?
I just don't. I
Rest,
don't know.
if they play in the playoffs.
I'm taking the Niners in the playoffs.
You're
Yeah.
taking the Niners or the Lions?
I'm taking the Lions.
Oh, the Lions.
Okay, yeah, the fair. I right now I would take the Lions.
But
too.
the only reason for that is because I saw the Lions be able to do it last year. It's the same with
Yeah.
the Vikings. Like the Vikings, I
The
believe that
Lions
they're
are better than
contenders.
they did last year too, and they were almost.
Yeah.
with the Super
Well,
Bowl,
you have
so-
Jamison Williams coming into his own. Like
Dude,
that's
yeah,
a real fucking
The Lions
player.
have the best skill position group out of any team in the NFL, yes?
Most complimentary.
No, I mean, but think about
Yeah,
it. You have
that's actually the perfect way to put it.
No,
Yeah,
I
like,
think the Lions.
That's what I'm saying. Just like the most perfect skill
Mix,
position
yes.
group. You have Sam Laporta, red zone target. You have Jamison Williams,
Deep ball.
fast deep ball guy. You have Amon-Ra St. Brown,
Slot guy.
possession, slot wide receiver. You have
Tim Patrick,
Jahmyr
who can now
Gibbs,
go up and get it.
electric out of the backfield. You
Yep.
have David Montgomery, grounded pound.
Yep.
And then you have Jared Goff getting everybody's
No, I don't disagree.
everybody's
Still-
touches.
And the offensive
when
line.
the Niners are healthy, it's still probably the Niners.
I actually.
Because you have Christian McCaffrey who can run it like better, just as good or better than anybody, and he's a sick receiver out of the backfield. Debo, really good, like gadget utility dude, but can also catch the ball as a wide receiver. Brandon Ayuk is this filthy fucking route runner. George Kittle's a great red zone target tight end.
And use check.
Okay.
Don't forget use check.
Okay.
Nice little piece.
Here's what I'd say. I
And third
think
and Juwan.
high level on paper, yes, the 49ers have the best skill players in the NFL when it comes to lines.
Yes.
However, when the argument comes who complements each other best, I still think it's the Lions. Like, there is a deep
Well,
ball
that's
guy.
what I was trying to say with the Niners. They're very complimentary. Too.
I don't
Like,
see, but I think the Lions are
you
more
have a physical
complimentary.
guy with Debo, but then like a really good route runner, and you have a red zone guy.
Yeah, but you don't have
Kittle,
who's going to go up and get it?
Who's going to go up and get it? George Kittle.
Who's your deep ball guy? I don't think it's
Brandon
Ayuk.
Ayuk.
I don't. Ayuk's a great route runner. I don't think he's like just a burner, which J-Mo can be. Amon can beat you in the middle of the sticks.
Jameson Williams isn't like a go up and get it guy though. He's a go.
No, I
and
think
beat you
Tim Patrick
downfield.
can be that. We saw that. By the way, Tim Patrick was.
If we're talking Tim
Yeah,
Patrick,
come on, man.
man, as a go.
Juwan
Jennings, you see his
Yeah.
catch against the Rams. That's better than anything Tim Patrick's done.
Juwan
his
I don't know,
entire
man.
career.
I think there's an
Patrick.
argument to be made.
There's definitely an argument. I mean, it's like that. I think
there's
it's Lions, 49ers, and then Falcons are in that group, and
Texans.
then it's 10. Yeah,
The Lions
fuck,
are
a lot of good
sick.
teams. A lot of good teams.
Lions
this
are
year,
sick.
man.
It's awesome.
Lot of good
Well,
teams.
speaking of a lot of good teams, I got a new game for us to play on this week 6. It's called Pretender or Contender.
Oh, okay.
I want us. I'm going to
Pretender
name
or contender or contender or pretender.
Pretender or Contender, or you want Contender or
Depends how
Pretender?
you want to say
I want
it.
Pretender.
I mean, we could do whatever you want, but there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 9 teams on this. So here's how this is gonna go, right?
So like a third of the league.
Yeah, really. We're gonna play Pretender or Contender. That's Pretender first, all right? Don't forget. I'm gonna name these 9 teams, and I want you to tell me you think if they're Pretender or Contender. Doesn't need some like crazy analysis. It's just like right now
I
from
think
what
we
you've
just
seen
shoot
through
from the
6
hip.
weeks.
Don't have
Yeah.
to analyze it very much.
What you've
Little
seen
in
through
it,
6
analysis.
weeks.
Yeah, but just like just shoot
Yeah,
from the
2-minute
hip.
warning.
Let's start
type
with
analysis.
it. Bears. Pretender.
Pretender.
Commanders.
Pretender.
I still think Pretender.
Rookie,
Defense is
rookie
bad.
quarterback's not
Pretender,
going to win the Super
pretender.
Bowl.
I just Vikings. Contender. I think they are.
Contender.
I'm gonna stay.
Don't let what the Lions
I'm
were
gonna
able
stick
to.
with Pretender.
I just don't think it's fair to let what the Lions just did make you forget who the Vikings can be. Everyone is going to probably ride with the Lions, and I think the Vikings would be in a great spot to win next week against the Lions
I'm
at
nuking
home.
the Lions.
Cowboys. Pretender.
Not even like a pretender, just bad.
Like Commanders are
Just
more.
bad.
Commanders
Yeah.
are probably more contenders right
yes.
Oh, I would
Yes,
say so,
without
for
a
sure.
doubt.
now. Eagles.
Pretender.
Pretender.
They
Pretender.
barely snuck by the Browns.
Jalen Hurts is not good.
So
He's not
bad.
a good quarterback.
How do you feel about that take, man? Because it is aging like goddamn fine wine, Jack.
Feels good, man.
It should feel good because
That and the
I
Trevor
thought it
Lawrence.
was stupid when I first met you and you were yapping about it. And the more I watch him, he is not good.
So I
He's
agree
a
with-
one-read quarterback.
He
That's
is
all he's
not
ever
good.
been. Yeah.
I agree with that, but I still say contender. I don't think they're playing like a contender right now, but when it's all said and done, the Eagles are going to be there, and the Eagles are going to be a lethal team. Coming off a bye, you can start slow.
I don't think they're going to look lethal one time this year. I'll just put that out there.
It's fair, but I just
Like-
I think they're going to be a team no one wants to play just because of how much talent is on that offense.
But
with
they're
Devontae
not well
Smith.
coached. Nick
No, I know, but
Sirianni's lost that
There's just a
team.
lot of talent on
He's
the team.
lost the fan base. Nick Sirianni's
yeah, but
not
imagine
going
if
to.
Nick Sirianni gets fired.
Sometimes you can win on talent alone.
Absolutely.
I don't know who's the head coach, but could you make 30 Dom?
Well, you gonna have who's there?
It doesn't
right now?
matter. I mean, Sirianni's pretty much.
I would actually
guard.
love to have Big Dom as like the head figure for the Eagles.
What does Sirianni actually do? Like, imagine if Dom was
He
the,
got a
the head
stupid
coach.
haircut.
He just gets a buzz cut.
And he started
And then
talking shit to the
chirps his
fans.
fucking-
It
Yeah,
was mad
he's
weird.
the
a
worst,
corny.
All right,
bro.
the
Yeah.
Bucs, pretender or contender?
Pretender.
I say contender.
I think because of their defense,
Pretender because of the defense.
I just can't
Pains
trust
me.
them. You have to have a complete team to win a Super Bowl. You can't just be really good
I
offense.
love the
I just like it.
Buccaneers.
Just does.
This
it,
isn't
it
college
would-
football. Like,
yeah, but it just would not shock me if the Bucs happen to have to go somewhere because they're such an underdog mentality. Like Mike Evans always been written off, but the most consistent receiver
Baker
in the NFL.
Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield. People love him.
Dude, it
it
was
looks
so
like the
funny
Bucs
today.
players when he went
Yeah.
down with an injury, they went crazy
My
around
girlfriend
him.
today was like, "Do you like Baker Mayfield?" And I went on like a 3-minute rant as to why I love Baker Mayfield. I was like, "No, you don't understand." I was like, "He was written off by the Browns after uplifting that city for the
It's
first
like-
time in years, then cut by the Panthers, signed by the Rams, come back
Pat,
in
you and
Monday
your-
Night
Oh, that was the
Football,
sickest thing.
and
On
then,
2
then
days,
Tampa
yeah.
Bay falls in love with him, and then he's established himself. It's a
It's
story
beautiful.
of perseverance and
You and your
resiliency."
girlfriend were that meme where it's like whispering at a club or like trying to talk to someone.
And
Yeah,
I'm
it's
just
just
in her
like,
ears why I love Baker Mayfield.
Chargers, pretenders.
Pretender.
huge.
Sorry, but
pretenders.
I think
Shouldn't be
it's,
on this list.
no
Falcons.
Contenders.
contenders for sure.
I would not be surprised if they're in the NFC Championship.
I wouldn't be
game.
surprised if they won the Super Bowl.
They could just win in so.
Okay, I'd be a little surprised if they won the Super
You
Bowl.
wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be that
Lions,
shocked.
49ers, Packers.
Dude, I'm telling you, the Falcons are right there. I'm telling you, they're right there.
Vikings, none of those. Yeah.
So wait, let me. Okay, we're gonna revisit that. Steelers,
Oh,
pretenders.
Pretenders.
Oh,
But like,
the biggest pretender on this list.
I
You
know.
think they're a bigger pretender than like?
I mean, the Cowboys
Actually,
aren't
no,
even
not more
Chargers.
than the Chargers.
Because
Like,
the Cowboys aren't even like putting on a facade that they might be a contender. They're just bad.
Okay.
The Steelers are putting on a
They are
facade of a
winning
good
games.
football team.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I gotta then. Okay, so let's instead of just saying pretender or contender, let's say like
But that's the game.
can win a Super Bowl or not. Just
No, but
but,
this is- but this
no,
is
I know
the-
that. But when I see the for some reason I don't know, I could see this Chargers winning more than the Steelers. I just there's
Quite
an
literally, the
identity.
only team on this list I could see winning the Super Bowl is the Falcons and the Vikings.
Yeah.
That's
about it.
Sync. Yeah, that was good.
That's where you're trying to go. Yeah.
You really think the Falcons are contenders? Like pure, you could see the Falcons winning a Super Bowl?
Dude, so I
their offensive line is disgusting. They have a really, really good secondary, and I think Kirk the offense is churn.
Coming into this week, I wanted to nuke like a 3-team parlay on just like very kind of heavy favorites, and the Falcons were one of them. And so I did a deep dive on the Falcons. And what that deep dive told me was they are a legit ass football team.
Wow.
Like the Steelers lost week 1. I chalked up to Kirk Cousins fresh off an Achilles, first game action, gelling with a new team. Didn't count. And then they barely lost to the Chiefs, and then they've won every other game in either like dramatic fashion or dominant fashion. I was just like, they are a legit.
They're good.
Well, then I got a question for you because we were talking about this off the pod. So hypothetical scenario, right? The Chiefs do not three-peat. There's never been a team in NFL history that has three-peated.
I'm
in the
having a
modern
hard
era.
time imagining.
No, but there's
this.
never been a team that's ever three-peated in the modern era. So let's just say the
let's say
Chiefs
that
do
trend
not
continues.
win the Super Bowl. Who's the one team you feel the most confident in right now through 6 weeks to say they are going to win the Super Bowl?
If Aidan Hutchinson didn't go down with that injury, I would say the Lions, but that makes me think that it's like that's a big loss. That's a big loss.
Massive loss. Yeah, it's the best.
One of the reasons
player
their
they have.
secondary has been great is because there's so much pressure on the quarterback all the time. So it's like, I mean,
I'll say the Ravens.
Okay,
Like started
Good luck
0-2,
stopping fucking
and
Derrick Henry in the line,
over the
man.
last 4 weeks they have been dominant. I know they only won by a touchdown against the Commanders, but that game was not nearly as close as the scoreboard said it was. I think come January and you got to tackle Derrick Henry 30 fucking times
in 20
degree weather.
You have to defend the
and then
run.
Lamar
Actually defend.
Jackson is going to run the ball, who's also throwing the ball very well. Zay Flowers looked
Looks
incredible
great.
today,
Dude,
too.
Rashad Bateman.
Lamar threw his first pick of the season today.
Yeah, so that offense
Like-
is going to be borderline impossible to stop. The defense needs to catch up. I say the Ravens, but with the caveat of I do think the defense will figure it out. There's a lot of talent on the defense.
Yeah.
They've just been pretty fucking terrible so far.
Yeah.
But the
And
Ravens
one of their losses was week 1 at Kansas City because Isaiah likely has a
by a
huge
toe.
foot.
Yeah. And I'm also of
and
the belief
penis.
the Ravens, in my mind, are one of those teams that I can't comprehend them having a bad defense.
Yeah.
Like, I just still think Ray Lewis, Terrell Suggs, Ed
Well, even
Reed,
last year their
and,
defense was elite. So
it's
like,
just they always are good.
Yeah.
So Ravens,
I think it is the
Ravens is
Ravens.
my pick.
But I think it's the Ravens because last year Gus Edwards is not someone that's going to just run you down when it's 2 minutes left.
Even
He
though
just
that
doesn't fit that.
their team was like predicated off the run, you didn't really have to defend for the
you weren't
run.
afraid of it either.
Now you have.
Now you're
like-
terrified of it. Derrick Henry's going to run down your throat.
Well, that's why Lamar's been so good throwing it this year too, is because
Looks
they're
unbelievable.
so keen on Derrick Henry.
I was going to say the Ravens.
I'll go different because I want to say the same team. I'll just be fucking biased as shit. I still think the 49ers, when we get back healthy.
How could you not?
It's just one of those things, man. It's like we know who this team is. Brock Purdy's playing really good football
looks
this
great,
year.
man. Brock looks great.
I think the discourse is starting to stop with people saying he's only good because of the weapons, which is nice. But when that team gets fully healthy, you know, Hufanga's going to come back later. Dre Greenlaw's going to come back in a couple weeks.
Honestly, such a blessing for you guys. Like, you guys are kind of getting written off. No one's attacking Brock Purdy.
I agree. It's a
nice.
blessing.
Yeah.
You guys are kind of just going to fly under the radar, get healthy.
We're first in the West right now.
And, yeah, you're right where you need to be.
And as I say, we get healthy, we know just how good this team can be. And I'm not worried about it. We've been there before more than any other team besides the Chiefs. So I'll just stick with my boys.
I still think the Lions are
I was just about to say,
one
to
of
be
those
different,
teams.
I'll say the Lions win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, you can say that.
I just think, even with losing Aidan Hutchinson, the makeup, the DNA of that team around Dan Campbell feels like they are the perfect team to make up through pieces what they lost with Aidan Hutchinson. Does that make sense?
I think they play the most balanced football.
Does that make sense, though? Like a team that's so bought into Dan Campbell that they don't need one guy to replace. They're going to have a group.
It's a next man up mentality.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like a really funny thought I'm having. It's like, my God, how far the Bills have fallen.
Yeah.
Because I know none of us even for a second
even
thought
think
about
about
the
I didn't
Bills.
think about it. I'm not afraid of Bills. Well,
me
as a
neither.
Dolphins fan, I am.
But
because
it's just
always
like they
beat us, but-
after 3 weeks, we had them number 1 in our power rankings, I think. And
Yeah.
they have been so bad the last
If they
2
beat the
weeks.
Texans last week, we're probably
I
considering.
mean, look, if the Bills
Yeah.
are playing anywhere but Highmark or Dolphin Stadium, they're a terrible team. That's just how they are. When it comes to the Lions, though, you were saying it, they're the perfect mix of this Beautiful play calling from Ben Johnson, being creative, but also knowing the schematics, run it down your throat. You have what we were just saying, like complementary pieces. Amon-Ra, Jameson Williams, Sam Laporta, David Montgomery, who can be a bell cow, but then Jahmyr Gibbs change of pace back. Like, they are the perfect mix of old school, new school, and just fitting exactly of like, how do I need to beat this team right now? We'll do it that way. Oh, we need to switch it up and beat the Niners and throw on you and go up, throw 45 times a game. They can beat you like that.
Crazy, yeah.
So I think the Lions, I think they're perfectly said. Yeah. The Lions, the Ravens, and the Niners are the three teams right now, if the Chiefs do not win, that have the best chance.
People might shit on the Niners just because they're 3-3, but like,
I think
it's too early to write them off.
I think everyone knows that the Niners are still the Niners.
I would
once you guys get healthy.
Yeah.
Is CMC going to play this year though?
Yes,
he will.
I think he actually might.
Is he going to be CMC though?
I heard he's not going to play this week against.
I was hearing 27th was what
within
I was
hearing. Within the next month, CMC is going to play.
Yeah, I heard not Chiefs, not this week.
Might be unpopular, but I would not rush him.
I was going to say if I was the 49ers, I would wait until week 14 or 15 just so he gets reps before the playoffs, get some game action.
Hey, you know what? If he's healthy and he wants to play, you let fucking Christian McCaffrey play.
Yeah.
Like,
that's the point
too.
It's funny also because I get it. You might overreact with Jordan Mason going down with an AC injury, I think it was. But Isaac Garindo came in and looked great. Isaac Garindo, there's only 2 players.
Well,
did you see
he
this
also,
shit?
out of his 99 yards, he had 75 of them on one run.
No. But I think, again, just let me misquote a stat, but I think it's pretty spot on. Only 2 players in like the last decade coming out of the draft at like 215 plus pounds or something ran a sub 4.4. And DK was one of them, and Isaac Garindo was the other one.
Oh, neat. He's on my team, and I had no fucking clue that.
I saw that was a Twitter stat.
I feel like trying to find a little heavier. 215 doesn't feel heavy enough. I feel like a lot of NFL
maybe
running backs
225.
Yeah, maybe 225.
Yeah.
Go fast.
It's probably not correct.
Yeah, probably. I mean, it is definitely not correct.
He ran a 4.33.
Wow,
that's quick. That's
really
quick.
really fast.
Can you filibuster real quick so I could find that?
So Adam's going to try and find this stat.
Let's just talk Jets Bills then going into tomorrow.
And then I'm
one
looking at what we have written down.
I have one last thing to do.
Everything.
I have one last thing to do because I want it. Yeah.
So we'll filibuster with Jets Bills. You guys are asking me, do I like the Jets tomorrow? I said, God no. I think
you're going to hammer the Bills.
I'm not gonna. I don't bet against my teams. There's no fun in that. But you should if you are not a Jets fan. I just think tomorrow is going to be like the crowning moment of this Aaron Rodgers era coming to a close.
It was like the biggest mistake in Jets history.
We didn't like hemorrhage our future too much. We gave up a conditional first that turned into a second, but
it's a big window closing. But with all the talent you have, someone could come in. Only 2 prospects in the last 20 years have weighed 220 plus pounds and ran a 4.33 or faster. DK Metcalf and Isaac Garindo.
That's fucking
crazy. So 4.33 too. That was the other caveat. Yeah. So Adam, I respect what you do. Is you take a stat and you exaggerate it. So
I don't try to do it though. I don't.
No, I think that's just like naturally what goes to you. Is like you hear the stat, you take the essence of the stat, and then you ignore the caveats that make the stat not as remarkable, and then just deliver the stat in a way that people are like, holy shit, no way. And then there actually is no way.
Yeah.
Because like 215 under a 4.4, I was like, I bet 50% of NFL running backs are 215 running 4.39s.
Yeah. No, really good point.
Good stat.
I see a stat because I told you this.
Yeah, still a fun stat.
Goes into the back of my brain. I try and recall it randomly when it comes up on the pod, and here we are.
Very big, very fast.
All right, I want to wrap up our recaps episode. I feel like we talked so much about pretenders and contenders, and are they good, are they not? And so I feel like the best possible place to end today's episode is guessing the 10 best teams in the NFL according to point differential.
Point differential. All right.
Point differential. So again, yes, you could say you could project into the future, but I feel like this might be the best case of how well teams are playing right now.
Yeah, probably. I mean, it is quite
depending on if you got blown out one weird week. Or whatever. Yeah.
As a reminder, this is for years, there was one team that was negative point differential and just happened to be 11-win team.
Who's that?
The Minnesota Vikings. Do you remember that time? That was fun.
Oh my god!
Really?
They had a negative point differential.
Oh wait, no, that was when they lost to the Giants.
Yeah. All right, so guess.
All right.
Vikings.
They're number one.
Yeah.
They have 63. They're plus 63.
Just a pack guessing game.
Sorry, I was just shooting.
The Vikings are number one, plus 63.
No, it's Vikings and Chiefs.
The Chiefs are number 9.
Whoa.
A lot of close games, yeah.
The Chiefs are 33 right now,
Bucs.
net points. The Bucs are 6.
Yeah, that's a good poll. The Texans.
Not on this list.
Really?
Texans are
Ravens?
not there. Ravens are 11.
Because they've had a couple blowouts.
Ravens
And
are
they had
11.
two
Their
losses.
point differential is
That
28.
the Texans not being on that list tells you a lot.
Tells you a lot. They've been close games. They
Like,
haven't been
have
playing
not
that
been
well.
dominant at all.
I have a gross one.
Yeah, go for it.
Saints.
Dude, they're 2-4.
No.
Is this
They went
updated with-
crazy the
Is
first
this
No, it's
updated
updated,
with this
though.
week?
Yeah, it's updated.
This has this week.
They
in
went
it?
nuclear the first
The Saints
2 weeks.
do. The Saints are 13. They have a 20-point differential.
All right,
20.
let's-
The Lions, they just won by 4.
The Lions are
so-
number 2.
Yeah.
Vikings
Should
1.
definitely
Lions
be
are
on
2.
there.
Yeah, Packers.
Packers are 4.
Okay,
Yep.
yeah, we just gotta hit layups.
Yeah, hit the
Packers
layups.
are 4. They have a
Hit the
41-point
layups.
differential. Plus 41, I guess would be the way to say it.
Dude, I got
Just trying to think of
like the Bears have won by 20 the last 2 weeks. Like,
go rip it.
Bears.
The Bears are number 3.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
The NFC North.
Bears fans, how the fuck are we feeling?
The
Adam, they're
NFC
22nd
North is
best, huh?
1, 2, 3, and 4 in point differential right now.
Holy
Vikings,
fuck.
Lions, Bears, Packers.
Wow.
But the Bears haven't played anyone, so
I
I'm
know,
gonna hang
but
my hat
still,
on that, but it's still breast. That's why, by
and
the
they're
way,
beating the brakes off bad teams.
that's why I wanted to ask you guys this, because I saw this somewhere
Yeah.
and I was like, that's
Wow.
crazy. The NFC North is leading the NFL in point differential. That's
Did,
crazy. That's a
wow.
big stat.
Do we say Falcons?
You did not say the Falcons.
Are they on it?
No.
Okay.
The Falcons are below, actually, the Broncos.
Whoa.
Wow.
Jesus. I guess they had some close wins.
Only
The
14.
Bills
They're
had
positive.
some blowouts.
The Bills are number 7.
Yep.
Okay. All right. There we go.
So I believe you need 3 more.
Could you tell us?
Commanders.
The
yeah.
Commanders are 8.
Good one,
So that's
good one,
one of
good
them.
one.
Commanders are have a 33-point differential.
All right.
How many are we missing?
2, I believe
What
so.
spots? Do you know?
I do know. You're missing 5 and 10.
Okay.
I believe you've gotten everyone else.
Could be.
Eagles.
No.
Okay.
Definitely not.
We've named half the teams in the league at this point now. All right.
We're missing probably a very obvious good team.
Chargers.
Chargers are 12, though.
Really?
Close. Chargers are
They
12.
have some wins.
Chargers are better than people think.
Oh,
Yeah.
the Niners? No chance, right?
I don't think so.
Niners are 10.
Niners
Oh,
are 10.
hey, all right. At
Niners are
3 and
10.
3.
You need one more.
That's nuts, bro.
The Niners are 10.
Can you give us a hint?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like we shouldn't get a
All
hint.
right. Time to
Matt-
just do divisions in my head. Okay. No, not them.
Cowboys have gotten blown out.
Yeah, not them. Not
You want a
those
hint?
guys. Yeah, give me a hint. So like we're just doing dead air now.
I mean, it's just a little bit sleeper. A little bit
oh,
sleeper.
such a helpful. Obviously, it's a sleeper. That's why they're the 15 that we haven't guessed yet.
Yeah.
Sorry, I think it's late. There was a lot of attitude, unnecessary. Seahawks.
Fucking- yeah.
They're in the AFC.
Okay, that
Okay.
helps.
Maybe if we
So-
narrow it down.
AFC
It's not
North.
the Jets.
It's not,
No,
gonna
it's
be
not the Jets, bro. It's not.
Steelers.
It's
It is.
the
That was, fuck, that was the
Steelers.
obvious one I was
The
missing.
Steelers
Yeah,
are
they're
number 5. So
4 and
1
1
through
or
10 in
4 and 2.
point differential this year through 6 weeks. Vikings 1, Lions 2, Bears 3, Packers
That's
4.
remarkable.
The NFC North is
That's
dominating.
crazy. That is
Steelers
insane.
5, Bucs 6, Bills 7, Commanders 8, Chiefs 9, 49ers 10.
Wow. Here's a stat for you, Adam, that I can almost guarantee is actually factually correct. This is the first time in NFL history that through 6 weeks, the 4 teams leading in point differential are
one
all in the
division.
same division.
I would assume so.
There's no
that's a
chance
good
that's
limit.
ever
That sounds
happened
right, Pat.
before.
That
There's no
sounds right.
chance.
Who do you think's at the bottom in the NFL?
Gotta be the Panthers or Patriots.
Patriots.
It's the Panthers.
Yeah.
Panthers
Panthers.
have a minus 100 point
Oh my
differential.
god!
bad.
It's only been 6 weeks,
That's
and
bad.
they won a game. That's so bad.
That's terrible.
It's sad because the Dolphins are there.
yeah.
Are they 31?
They're 28.
Where are the Jets?
You're middle of the pack. You have an 8. You're positive. At least you're positive.
Positive.
But you're positive. You're above the
Positive.
You're
We're
above the
basically
Texans.
a winning football team.
You're
We're above the Texans. We're above the Texans.
Wait, that's nuts.
You're also above the Bengals and the Eagles.
Jet up. Take flight. We're winning tomorrow.
Oh
right,
man,
that was fun, but I'm tired,
That was
boys.
good.
Yeah.
That was a good episode. Anything else top of mind?
No, let's go Mets. Everyone should bet the Mets tomorrow. I will be in my Beltron jersey and my blue hat.
Eating Thai food,
Eating
having
Thai
a
food. I
Diet
texted
Coke.
Jeremy about it. He didn't respond. A little concerning. I am playing golf tomorrow, which also makes me concerned because the last time I played golf and the Mets played, they lost.
You shouldn't golf.
I'm gonna, and we're gonna counteract it with the pad thai.
Okay. What time are you golfing?
So it's net.
9.
You're 0-0
9?
ball game.
Okay, so right after golf, get pad thai.
Yeah, it's golf into pad thai.
Yeah, 100%.
All right. Well, hey, I'm hate watching the Bills, so I need the Bills to
Appreciate
lose
that.
this
Go Jets,
game.
man.
Let's go
Jets,
Jets.
safe flight.
Let's go Brees Hall, 80+ fantasy points. That's what
Yeah,
we're
if you're
going
listening to this, tune into Handshake Bets. We'll be live streaming. I won't be doing the challenge, but James's turn. But I will probably be watching it with them. TBD. I might.
What's the challenge?
TBD.
Maybe you shouldn't. You might say some things.
Yeah, I know. Jets, I'm usually able to keep my cool. The playoff Mets versus Week 6 Jets is a completely different level of emotion.
Also, if you are still listening, we're not going to make an actual lineup video. That's a lot of work. But we're going to make a lineup.
We'll post
Check Caps Off's Instagram story. We'll post it there.
Let me see if I can
We've
just
now
get you a
gone 2
plums
for
pick.
2 on Sunday. Yeah, Pat, let's get a plum.
I'm just going to get one number here. Plummet.
What?
There was a plum one I loved.
We're going to plum this one. We're going to plum this one.
I'm really hoping he does. There's actually 2.
I mean, this has to hit.
I hope it.
Like Mike Williams, 26.5.
I think Brees Hall.
I don't know. Brees more than I think Brees' fantasy points was like 13.
I just don't understand why Mike Williams stays that low.
Or like
Brees Williams,
hear me out.
Brees Hall, 14.5.
If you guys are going to beat them, Josh Allen less than 18.5 fantasy points. He's been bad.
Josh Allen pick.
His lows have been low. All right, we'll wrap
Anyway,
up. We'll see you
figure it out
Wednesday for
tomorrow.
Cafeteria. Love you. Bye.
Peace.
Caps Off is brought to you by Better, starring Adam Spachnik, Jack Perotti, and this guy Pat right now, who we don't know if we're officially giving a seat to.
Cool.
Make sure to check out our socials at Caps Off Pod on Instagram and Caps Off Podcast on TikTok. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at the link in the description. And as always, be sure to download Better and play Better Picks with promo code CAPSOFF to play the best daily fantasy football app on the market.